We are proud to be part of the sport update and history in your sporting life. In this show, we update the sport lovers on the progress of the sport in South Sudan, such as football, basketball, tennis, boxing, volleyballs, wrestlings, and many more. Don't miss to follow us and join our group of sport analysts and experts as we bring them to you in this show through interviews and talk shows. Thank you so much, dear viewers. You are watching the sport program live on SSBC from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkur, and my guest right here is William Wolquall, the president of Tiger FC and the chairperson of Neraan football tournament, and Zakaria Padiet Ajit, secretary for information of the Neraan football tournament. We are talking about unity and peace through sport, in which they organize a tournament to promote unity and peace among the youth in the Republic of South Sudan. Let's know briefly about you as the president of Tiger FC here in Juba, and also Neraan's football tournament that was earlier started in November and now is all about to come to an end. Let's know from you.
Thank you very much. So thank you for hosting me. At the first place, I would like to highlight on our viewers about the programs we are involved in. So I have organized a tournament in Juba here called Neraan football tournaments. The aim of this football tournament is to bring youth together. So that is the main aim, and also it is done to promote the talents of the youth on the grassroots, because with such a tournaments, our youth will exercise their talents. And as you know, not every player has a club here in Juba. So we did this one purposely for those who who are not registered in the clubs, so that they can also get opportunity to exercise their talents, which will immensely contribute to the progress of our national football.
Briefly, let's know about Tiger FC. What is Tiger FC all about?
Yeah. Tiger FC is a club in Juba here. It was formed in 2016 in High Tiger area in Neo site. So the club was small, but it is now progressing. There are a lot of kids who are also players of the Tiger FC. So the Tiger FC was formed because it is in the High Tiger area of Neo site.
Thank you so much. Let me come to Zakaria Padiet. You are the secretary for information of Neraan football tournament. Briefly, let our viewers know the importance of Neraan football tournament and how many maybe people that took part in Neraan football tournament earlier before.
Well, thank you, Majur, for hosting us today, and the viewers of the sport program SSBC. Neraan football tournament was organized. It started last month, and it was with a vision of bringing youth together and promoting development of talent. Neraan football tournament brought about 16 teams. 400 youth took part in this tournament, and it's almost running. It's almost ending. We are hosting the finals tomorrow, and the impacts that I've seen myself as the secretary for information is that this tournament brought a way that youth interacted. That's one, and there were scenarios that we couldn't understand each other, and then we had to confront the players. We tell them, no, this is for peace and unity, so let's work together. And I believe it went on successfully. There were no fights. There was a culture that was developing, and I believe this is the strength and the importance of football.
Thank you.
So it's the final is tomorrow, and hopefully we are going to see the outcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, dear viewers. You are watching the sport program live on SSBC from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkur, and my guest right here is William Wolquall, the president of Tiger FC and the chairperson of Neraan football tournament, and Zakaria Padiet Ajit, secretary for information of the Neraan football tournament. We are talking about unity and peace through sport, in which they organize a tournament to promote unity and peace among the youth in the Republic of South Sudan. Let's find out whether the organizations of such tournament can bring unity and peace among the youth, in which Zakaria mentioned about the achievement, a part of it. And let me come to William Wall. Do you think in this duration that the players have been together, playing together, do you see some change in the behavioral aspect of their life? Do you see that unity that you were trying to achieve? Have you achieved it, and the peace among them?
Yes, thank you very much once again. So as one of the organizers, I have encountered an impact, a positive impact on the promotion of this tournament. For example, before the promotion of this tournament, before this tournament kick-offs, most of the young kids in area of New Side here in Juba, they began to involve themselves in illegal activities. They form gang groups and they fight against each other. So also they participate in other devastating activities like drugs abuse. So most of them become drunkards. So after I formed this tournament, within a month, there are a lot of changes because most of youth now begin so busy with the tournament. So most of them are players, so also you don't have time to go and join the gang group simply because maybe you have match tomorrow. So you will prefer going to the match than just going to participate in the activities of gang group. So, and this one have minimized profoundly. It has minimized the violence in the markets and also the violence inside the area. So, which shows to me that in case, if we continue doing such a tournaments all the days, so it will likely reduce the rate of crime in Juba town as well as in South Sudan at large.
What does Neraan, the word Neraan, apart from tournament, what does it mean?
Okay, that's a very good question. So Neraan is my company. It's called Neraan for Trade and Investment. So, and at the same time, I formed this because of the love that I have to my nation. So my father was once upon a time a soldier, a liberator from Neraan battalions of more Indomitable Division. So for us to appreciate what we did, so we have to form something that helps our country. So I formed this one Neraan tournament simply to remember the martyrs of our liberation struggle of Neraan battalions, because that's why I formed this tournament. At the same time, that's why I also registered a company called Neraan for Trade and Investment in the name of Neraan martyrs. So this is something sensible. So it is for the love of my nation, because when I was younger, I was born in a very dangerous situation during the war. During those years of liberation struggle, even my name was called Wall Neraan because I was born in Neraan. Okay. So, and this thing, that's why I formed this tournament so that to remember our martyrs, and it is also helping our nation in progress. So, like in development, because football is one of the factors that could easily develop our country.
Okay.
Because, yeah, so thank you so much.
For you, William, to maybe put some aspect of the challenges that have affected you during the organization of this tournament, let me come to Zakaria. Zakaria, in light to the challenges that you have encountered during the organizations of Neraan football tournament, to achieve your aims of uniting the youth, bringing them and have peace among themselves, do you think there are some challenges that when South Sudanese youth are supposed to be brought together through sports, there are some challenges that hindering the support of young people like you who try to support your fellow youth in the country?
Thank you once again, Brother Major. Of course, in sports and for a nation like South Sudan, there are definitely challenges because the first fact is that our people do not understand the word sports itself and the contributions it brings. So the first thing is that some of our communities do not easily welcome the activity, but we tried our part, to make sure that the communities around there could understand. To surprise our people is that in a new site, I believe there are less pitches for playing football. And at the pitch where Neraan football tournament is being played right now is a new pitch, and to get that pitch wasn't easy. We encountered a lot of challenges, and at last people began to understand the importance of what we are doing. So there were definitely financial challenges to prepare the pitch, to bring the teams together, to pay the referees, and also to make sure that the players understand that they need to play amongst themselves. Of course, when people play football, people think of the money you're going to play for, but that was not the fact. I mean, the case with us. There are 16 teams that play definitely, and there was high competition because you have to go to the finals. So there were tempers raised, but I can say that just like my brother said, Neraan has really been covering with everything, the financial aspects, and bringing people together. So the biggest is that we're the ones that organized the tournament, and we didn't have any other partners apart from Neraan. But Neraan really did it best. It's also the first time that this tournament is being organized, and I believe through the challenges that we've experienced, hopefully, because we want to run it every year, this year, next year, and the other year. So hopefully, we can be able to learn from these challenges that we face.
Okay. William, as you mentioned, a lot of challenges. Let me come to the aspect of the financial challenge. Why do you choose to invest in sport rather than doing other things? I'm trying to mean, why do you inject your little income to organize a tournament, while it's mentioned that you don't have other partners that are supporting you? And do you think you will continue to organize this in future, as this has become one of your challenge?
Thank you very much once again. So it is a very good question, because sometimes we need to do something to our country than our country doing something to us. So sport is one of the most important factors that will help us more to progress, because it is going to bring unity among our youth. So I choose to invest on this one simply because the little money I have will be safer if there is peace in our country. And peace begins with the unity of our youth. So, and this is the reasons why I invest the little I have in it, because then I feel that this country belongs to me. And if I have something small, I have to invest in my country, than my country investing in me. So that is the reasons I did this thing.
When you try to organize this tournament, you say there are no partners, other people having hand financially in supporting the Neraan football tournament. Did you reach out to South Sudan Football Association? Did you reach out to the Ministry of Sport, Youth, Culture and Sport, and they did not turn out to have the helping hand in your tournament?
No, I didn't reach them because whenever you need to start something, so you need to start it by yourself. Because I know the challenges facing our country these days. I know the Ministry of Youth, Culture and Sports has the economy is devastating. So even if I go to them, maybe possibly I will not find something. So it will be me to help than just going to them. So I didn't go to them.
Will you continue to help without going to them, or will you continue to help and also go to them?
Still they can help. Like for example, we are doing final tomorrow, and these finals, so I told them not to help me financially, but technically through supervision they can help me. Like for example, South Sudanese Football Association, I request them to bring for me referees, because these referees it is another help, because the referees we have in the field have no technical ability of handling the situation we have there, and it is devastating, because when the referee in the pitch doesn't judge well, the situation will get deteriorating, as the situation of our South Sudanese mentality. So, and in this case, so they help me. Secondly, also we have submitted our invitation letter to the Minister of Youth, Culture and Sports to also try and attend that situation, and also to see how we are progressing, and at the same time to encourage our youth, because sometimes it's not everything is not about money, because that is how many people think. But whenever you go to such situations, so your words will also encourage people, and your phrasing will also encourage the people. So, and that is the reason why I didn't go to them to seek for financial support, but technical support and supervisory support will be highly welcome.
I will still insist to ask you, you did not go to ask them for assistance in financial support because you maybe believe they don't have something to give to you. But in future, if you're trying to plan for another one, will you still ask them? Because they may think maybe you are well off and you don't want to be helped.
No, that is not the situation. You know, I think, you know, when someone has something, you will see it in your eye. Even the situation our national team is even seen by everybody. So even the other leagues in our country, which are also supervised by our government, so they are not well, which means there is something that is not going well somewhere. So, and in this case, I have to try my best to help, because they don't have something, and I can see if they have something, I will also be well off, because I know that. So we cannot blame our government that our government did not give money, but our government have nothing. Okay, you see, government is a house. Okay, we the youth and entrepreneurs, we have right hand to help our government to be stronger. So, and for that reason, there will be time, because this league, I prefer it to be, this is season 1, but I am planning for season 2, season 3 in the future. And also maybe in the future, I will try my best to strategize on international assistance, not even in our country here, because I have seen the situation we are in. People take 3 months without salary, so I cannot blame anybody.
Okay.
So and for that reason, that is the reason I didn't go to them. But in the future, I will see it in my eye. Our national football is very strong and everything is good. I will go and tell them, please, can you take over this league? And also this league is contributing to our country. So they will help. I think they will help on that situation. But at the current situation, I am seeing something in my eye. So I cannot just go and blame. Because if I go there and tell them I need money, and they say we don't have money, maybe I will go and I say, okay, those guys did not give me because we are not good people.
Okay.
So, and that is not the situation.
Thank you, Williams. Zakaria, if we are looking at the information maybe that you have at hand as the Secretary for Information regarding the football conditions in South Sudan, do you think there are some challenges that need some people to address them, and given the challenges that you mentioned before? And who are the people concerned, do you think, that can address these challenges?
Well, I'm going to disagree a little bit with my brother, Wal, for saying that we cannot, go to the government and ask them for help, because football is a national program, and I believe it's in the government's program, to support football. Even in SSFA, we have grassroots football. So for tournaments like Neraan tournament, definitely everybody understands the impacts and the importance of the tournament. Why I wouldn't blame our Minister of Youth and the SSFA is because the tournament just started, and it's an opportunity, for them to come tomorrow, so that they can come and see our challenges, and how far we are doing. But I believe we are trying to give our best, because people like us have ever played football, and we know the conditions people go through. But our people need to understand that everything we need, there needs to be development, and we have to progress from stage to stage. So I am looking at our Minister of Youth and Sports. At least if they see such tournaments, before them being invited, to help out, I believe it should be in their initiative, to support such tournaments. Challenges that almost affect football mostly are, lack of balls, lack of playing boots for the players, and then lack of uniforms. These attires, if the Ministry of Youth and Sports can avail them to football lovers, I believe it will bring development to football in South Sudan. And I know of very many tournaments that have been organized, and I've seen players that have played in this tournament, and they are in national teams right now. I mean, in the national team. So if we support this tournament, I believe it will raise more and more players. Also, we have the organizations that are around us that support, because it's part of giving back to the community. And in order for, there are very many places where people can unite, but football is the most important place because it brings people from different backgrounds together. I can play with my brother from Yambio, with my brother from Bantu, with my brother from Jonglei. But we're not from the same place. If it would have been anywhere else, you will find that we'll not meet. I can play with somebody who stays in Shirikat, and we come together. So I feel like there is need, to support this sector. For tournaments like Neraan tournament, is not really a registered tournament. It's not a recognized tournament. But when somebody comes up with such an activity and people get to hear it, I expect people to cooperate and to try to look after those who are doing that and see the motives why they are organizing this. If it is for the good, then you support. If it is for the bad, we make sure that we improve it. So I am urging everybody who loves football, including our families, the parents, because there are scenarios, you will send your kid to go and play and he gets injured, and you begin to swear that he should not go back to football. Okay. Of course there are things that happen in football, but we have to keep on encouraging our communities, the companies like Neraan, not only Neraan, because Neraan is the one doing this, but I expect other companies to come through and support football activities.
Thank you. And thank you so much, dear viewer, for following. You are following the sport programs on SSBC, coming to you live from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkur, and my guests are William Kwal, President of Tiger FC and Chairperson of Neraan Football Tournament, and Zikria Padiet Ajit, Secretary for Information, Neraan Football Tournament. We are discussing about unity and peace through sport. Let's have a break and we'll be right back. We are proud to be part of the sport update and history in your sporting life. In this show, we update the sport lovers on the progress of the sport in South Sudan, such as football, basketball, tennis, boxing, volleyballs, wrestlings, and many more. Don't miss to follow us and join our group of sport analysts and experts as we bring them to you in this show through interviews and talk shows. Welcome back, dear viewer. You're still following the sport programs on SSBC, and to my guests in the studio, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
As we're talking about unity and peace through sport, what does peace mean in sport? As a soccer person, when peoples are together, what does peace mean in sport? Let me start with you, William.
Yeah, so peace in sport simply means unity of the people, and also the existence of happiness with the people, and also collaborations with of the people. So in sports, as you have seen it, for example, if our national team wins, everybody feel that he is South Sudanese. And this is the simplest means, this is the simplest formula I can tell you. So sports and peace always match together, like when it brings people together. So when people are together, which means they are already in peace. So that is the simplicity of it.
Do you have different idea of what peace means in the sport?
Well, in my own term, I can say peace is togetherness, okay? No matter what our differences are, we have to be together. And this is a simple word I can use, to define peace. And this is what we need as South Sudanese. No matter your background, your tribe, your race, okay, as long as you understand that you're a South Sudanese, there must be a common ground where we must meet. And this is peace for my case.
Do you think currently, don't we see that peace among the youth? We are talking about promotion of peace and unity through sport. Is it not there?
Well, okay, I believe there is peace, okay, but it's not in a way that we come together. There is peace maybe within your family, but when you go out, you'll find that you hate the other person for whatever he does. But in football, you will find that, you know, we come together, no matter how you look. What defines you is your talent, what you play. We've seen players like Drogba, Didier Drogba, players like Messi, okay? It's their standards, you know, that push them up. But it's not how they look like. So when we talk about peace, is that today we have met with you, okay? And it's through a sports program. But if there was no peace sports program, we would have not met. Maybe somewhere in the road, and then I will say, this guy, why does he look like this? So, you see? But when we are playing, okay, you have the referee in there. So when you're trying, you know, to say, why does he look like this, he will caution you, give you a card. And if you insist, you will be sent outside so that you go and cool down. And I believe in football, why peace is paramount. You find that you're being red carded and you still come back for the game. The next game you play and you don't fight back. So I believe there is peace amongst ourselves, but we need to build it. We need to build it. I am happy that our country right now is in a period of peace, and I believe it's through activities like sports, you know, that will encourage. I've seen wrestlings being done. I've seen football
which
matches.
ended up in the chaos.
Yeah, well, they end up in chaos, but still they bring people together. So these programs are important for our country, and I believe, I hope Neraan will continue, you know, to bring people together. Okay. And I believe it will achieve its vision of having a peaceful South Sudan.
William, you mentioned earlier that your target is to make sure that these youth that are engaged in drugs abuses, like taking alcohol, taking maybe cocaine, other drugs, you mentioned a lot. What is the dangers of youth involvement in drugs? What do you think is the disadvantages part of it?
Yeah, so you know, drugs always match with the crime, and crime is so devastating. It has a lot of disadvantages. For example, I hope you might have heard about Toronto group, one of the gang group here in Juba, with the borders. You know, the youth got advantage. This gang group got advantage on our youth who are born in the villages and also inside the town here, the unemployed youth. And you see, an idle mind is always an evil's workshop. So those activities of gang groups are even the major reasons why you hear the gun sounds every now and then in Juba town. And most of those who do these crimes are our youth, because our youth, they find an access to have guns. Because they are unemployed, they take drugs and carry out any type of crimes. So, and for us to have such a tournament, so it will definitely minimize. Because, like for example, you will be a footballer. You go and train. In the evening, you will not even have an energy of moving around the town. So this one will block you from going to participate in the other activities which are illegal at night, because you will come there and you are so tired. Okay, not only that, even our youth who are at school, those gang groups, they have got access of influencing some of our youth who are in universities, who are also in primary schools, and they recruit them into these gang groups. They give them alcohol, they also treat them to weekends, and at the same time, they recruit them into the gang groups because they are unemployed. So, and if those kids are participating in football, so they will have no access of going to participate in such devastating activities, because, you know, it happened in 2016, which is really very bad. One of the youth in our area is a very honest guy. So he went out in the weekend and he came with a terrible injury. The soldiers asked him why. They say, okay, you see, I was really shot last night because they attacked one of the person in his house, and also the other guy was soldier, he was hit. Okay, so and these are really disadvantages of the gang groups, the youth participating in such a gang groups. And if we form a tournament like this, so it will likely block them from going there.
Apart from engaging them, apart from bringing them together, so that when they go home they are tired, maybe they will not go and do other bad things in the community. What other things, apart from engaging them, do you do to them? I'm trying to mean, if a player took part in this tournament, do you have a token of appreciation that will keep motivating? Like if you want to go back, maybe you want to go and buy a soft, clean his watch his clothes, and maybe other motivation, or maybe buy hair time. Do you give such kind of tokens of appreciation to maybe the players to motivate them? Someone come here, he's tight, he go back home, he take shower with good soap and all that. Do you have that kind of support?
Yeah, we have that kind of support, although it is not so big. So we used to motivate them. For example, those who went to the final, they will get some cash. Okay, the two teams who went to finals, they will get some of the cash, which I cannot even mention here. And at the same time, also they will get some gifts, also in form of medals, also in form of other designs. So this one will encourage them because they will feel that there are people who are also known. For example, if you are given a golden boot award, so you will feel bigger with few cash, although it is this cash will not support you throughout your life, but the little you got will make you feel that you are doing something for yourself.
Okay, thank you
To
so much.
also add on that, also in Neraan football tournament, the matches that we've been organizing, we figure out the best player, player of the match, and we do give some small envelope. In small envelope, we put in something. Why do we do that? Is to motivate people, players. So when you are playing today, you will know that you have to give your all. In the finals also, we will be identifying the best player. We'll award the best player maximally, and we'll also there is a top scorer already. There are people who are vying up for top scorer. We have prizes for them, and to make everything look nice, everyone will go home with a medal, where you will keep it, in your house. In the future, you can show to your kids you've been playing football, and this is Neraan football tournament. So definitely, there is this encouragement we give to players, and we interact with the players. We encourage them. We tell them, you do this and we do this. We'll talk to South Sudan Football Association. Let them come and see you. So definitely, they are the encouragements, they are motivations we give them.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for making it to SSBC studio. Before I let you go, if there is anything that we have not touched in this discussion, you may add in 1 minute and your last message to the sport lovers and sportmen and women outside there.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I want to say thank you to SSBC because they've been together with us since the beginning of the tournament, and they've been supporting these activities. To do publicity is not a small job, it's a very big job, and I believe our voices are being heard out by the rest of South Sudanese. What I want to tell my South Sudanese is that in everything that we do, let's learn to work together. Of course, there are challenges, but it's only us who can overcome the challenges. So I'm also extending my invitation to our viewers and supporters of football who live within Juba to come to New Side tomorrow for the finals. It will be a colorful event. We're going to have probably the president of South Sudan Football Association. Why we are inviting him is for him to come and see the challenges that face youth, and also to see the work that we have done and evaluate it. If it is a good work, he encourages us. We've also invited the Minister of Youth and Sports. Probably is going to come tomorrow, hopefully, if everything goes well. And why we've also invited him is for him to come interact with the youth he's leading. And hopefully we want everybody to come. Let's have fun. We joy. We rejoice. And the best to the winning team. Tomorrow we have Cobra and Bright Future. They are playing. Cobra lives in Gudele, and then Bright Future in New Side. So it's a Gudele and New Side derby tomorrow. So all of you are welcome.
Thank you, Zikri. William, your last message and anything that's in 1 minute.
Yeah. So my message to football lovers of South Sudan is to do in every area that you are around, especially in South Sudan here, let's try to encourage the football, because football is something so colorful. That is one message. The second message is also to our government. So you need to support the football, because football is one of the most important things. The major challenge facing our country football is the pitches, the low number one in football. So we don't have playing grounds and most of our people are not civilized about this. So I think we need also, in case we demarcate our residential areas, we need to leave a space, at least enough space for as a playing ground for our youth. Not only football, but for some other sport activities, because the challenge which faced me here when I started this Neraan tournament, it was really, the challenges were so massive, especially the issue of playing pitch. Okay, so the people in the area, so some of them helped me, and others are also trying to resist, because why should you establish here a football field here, while we also need a land to reside in? I think it is also important that we need a land to sleep in, but at least let us give another small land also for our kids to play in. This is my message that I need to give to our government. So for our government to support the team, let us first leave a space where our kids play in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Gentlemen, again, allow me to say it, I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humble having you in the sport program on SSBC. Yeah. And dear viewer, thank you so much for following the sport programs coming to you live from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkur, and my guests were William Wall Paul, Neraan Tiger FC President and Chairperson of Neraan Football Tournament, Zikria Padiet-Ajit, Secretary for Information, Neraan Football Tournament, and we were talking about unity and peace among the youth in the Republic of South Sudan through sport. We do say thank you so much for accompanying us, and to the crew in the studio with me, we say take care and do have a blessed time as you enjoy more program right here on SSBC. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are proud to be part of the sport update and history in your sporting life. In this show, we update the sport lovers on the progress of the sport in South Sudan, such as football, basketball, tennis, boxing, volleyballs, wrestlings, and many more. Don't miss to follow us and join our group of sport analysts and experts as we bring them to you in this show through interviews and talk shows.